For 15 years, China spent $1 trillion building the Belt and Road Initiative, a network of ports, railways, and highways designed to make Beijing the center of global trade. Control the routes, control the world. It was the most ambitious infrastructure project in human history. 2 months ago, Donald Trump stood next to India's Prime Minister Modi at the White House and said this: "From India to Israel, to Italy, to the United States, a trade corridor that bypasses China, bypasses Iran, bypasses Russia, bypasses Turkey, and runs directly through Israel's port of Haifa, which, by the way, is already owned and operated by an Indian company." China spent $1 trillion and 15 years. The corridor through Israel was 90% built before most people knew it existed. Welcome back to grand structures. IMEC stands for India, Middle East, Europe Economic Corridor. It was officially announced at the G20 summit in 2023, signed by the US, India, Saudi Arabia, UAE, France, Germany, Italy, and the EU. But what most people missed, because the news cycle moved on in days, is what this corridor actually does. It is not just a trade route, it is a complete rewiring of how goods move between Asia and Europe. Right now, everything from Asia to Europe goes one of two ways: through the Suez Canal, which we have now seen blocked, attacked, and threatened repeatedly, or around the entire continent of Africa, adding weeks to every journey. IMEC cuts transit times by approximately 40% compared to existing routes and reduces logistics costs by 30%. At full capacity, it can handle 3 million shipping containers per year, and it bypasses every single choke point that has been weaponized against global trade in the past 3 years. No Suez Canal, no Bab el-Mandeb, no Strait of Hormuz. And here is the geopolitical dimension that makes this bigger than any trade route in history. IMEC also bypasses China's Belt and Road entirely. It bypasses Iran's territory, costing Tehran billions in lost transit fees. It bypasses Turkey, which is why Erdogan called it an attack on his country. It bypasses Russia. Every adversary of the Western world is excluded from the most important new trade corridor on Earth, and the corridor runs through Israel. Here is the fact that will surprise you most about IMEC. It is not a future plan. It is not a blueprint. According to a senior U.S. State Department official, 90% of the shipping, trucking, and rail network between India and Israel is already complete. The corridor exists. It is already moving cargo. It is already functioning, just not at full capacity, and not under that name. Since the Red Sea became dangerous due to Houthi attacks, shipping companies began running back-to-back trucking from the UAE and Bahraini ports through Saudi Arabia and Jordan into Israel's Haifa port. Industry insiders call it the land bridge, and it has been shaving days off transit times, even as the region is at war. Amman publicly denies any official involvement, but the trucks keep moving.
The most important trade route in the world is already partially operational, and nobody officially admits it exists. That is how infrastructure actually gets built in the Middle East, not with announcements, with trucks. And at the heart of the whole system, Haifa Port, Israel's largest port, which India's Adani Group purchased in 2023, is already being upgraded to handle the container volumes IMEC requires. Israel is simultaneously expanding its national rail network, planning to double rail kilometers by 2040 to connect Haifa to the Jordanian border crossing where IMEC cargo arrives. India bought Israel's main port before anyone finished drawing the corridor map. That is not a coincidence. That is strategic positioning. The same instinct that made India the world's fastest-growing economy applied to infrastructure. Get there first, build the relationship, own the hub. Here is something that every analyst noticed, but most news channels never connected. Iran and its proxies have been attacking global shipping in a pattern that precisely targets the routes IMEC would replace and the infrastructure IMEC would use. Iran controls all logistics across its own territory. IMEC bypasses Iran completely, costing Tehran billions in transit fees and strategic leverage. The IRGC, which controls 40% of Iran's economy, including all major logistics operations, loses its ability to tax or control trade between Asia and Europe the moment IMEC becomes operational. So Iran has been trying to kill it through the Houthis attacking Red Sea shipping, through Hormuz closure, through missile strikes on Israeli ports and infrastructure. But here's the extraordinary backfire. Every Iranian attack on global shipping made the case for IMEC more powerfully than any diplomat ever could. Every Houthi missile that hit a Red Sea tanker was an advertisement for the land route through Israel. Every day the Strait of Hormuz stayed closed was a day the world spent calculating how much it needed IMEC. Iran tried to strangle IMEC before it was born. Instead, it gave IMEC the greatest marketing campaign in infrastructure history. The world now knows, viscerally, economically, personally, what happens when the existing routes fail, and the answer to that question runs through Haifa. Beijing has been watching IMEC very carefully, and Chinese state analysts have been unusually candid about why it worries them. Chinese analysts noted IMEC's organizational fragility and called it a challenge to the Belt and Road Initiative's clear first-mover advantage. But they also acknowledged something that Chinese planners find deeply uncomfortable. IMEC is built on a completely different financial model. Belt and Road is funded by Chinese state loans, which means recipient countries go into debt to Beijing. IMEC is funded by private investment and government partnerships, which means no country owes China anything for using it. China spent $1 trillion creating economic dependency. IMEC creates economic partnership. That distinction, debt trap versus mutual investment, is why the US, India, Saudi Arabia, UAE, and EU all signed up within months of the announcement. Nobody wants to owe China more money. Everyone wants a piece of a corridor that makes them richer without making them dependent. And the corridor's western anchor, the port that connects the Middle East to Europe, is in Israel, the country China has kept careful to maintain neutral relations with, the country that just defeated Iran, the country whose technology sector just produced the largest acquisition in Google's history, the country that, whether Beijing likes it or not, just became the most important single node in the trade network designed to replace China's. For its entire history, Israel has been described as an island economy, and technologically advanced nation surrounded by hostile neighbors, cut off from regional trade, forced to route everything by air or through distant sea lanes, too small, too isolated, too embattled to be a trade hub. Look at that map now. India, 1.4 billion people, the world's fastest-growing major economy. The Gulf states, the world's largest oil and gas exporters. Jordan and Israel, the land bridge. Haifa, the Mediterranean gateway. Greece or Italy, the European entry point. And the United States at the other end, having declared this one of the greatest trade routes in history. Israel's planners describe IMEC as the opportunity to transition from an island economy to a land-sea hinge, the pivot point between Asia and Europe, not a country on the edge of the map, a country at the center of it. Beijing built the Belt and Road for 15 years and $1 trillion to control global trade. The corridor that replaces it was 90% built before most people noticed it existed, running through a country the size of New Jersey, operated by an Indian port company, backed by American diplomacy, funded by Gulf money, connecting 60% of the world's GDP. Iran closed the Strait of Hormuz to punish Israel. It proved why the world needs Israel's corridor. China built $1 trillion of infrastructure to control global trade. A port in Haifa just became its most serious competitor. The island economy is now the center of the world. This is IMEC, the brand structure that was 90% built before anyone noticed it existed. Here is what I want you to think about. If IMEC becomes fully operational, does Israel become untouchable economically? Can you attack a country that connects India, Saudi Arabia, Europe, and the United States in one trade network? Drop your answer below. If you haven't watched our Ben Gurion Canal and Leviathan gas field videos, they are part of this exact same story, and the links are right here. Subscribe to Grand Structures.